My name is Scott Stroman. 2 years ago I had an episode where at one point in the evening I seemed to lose track of who I was, where I was, what I was doing, and a little bit of not a total blackout, but a feeling of all of a sudden being totally confused. And in order to sort of recover, I was in a hotel actually. I was in a hotel in France, as it were, a strange place. But in order to figure out where I was, I actually had to go to my own diary and look and see what the date was and match it up with the date and time on my watch and so forth, and gradually reconstruct where I was from my own diary, that I was in this hotel in France. And over the next half hour or so, it took me to recover enough confidence to, as it were, venture out of the room and carry on with my activities over the course of the evening. But it was really a good 2 hours before I was totally confident that I was, as it were, back to something approaching normal. Over the course of the next couple of hours, then I did feel confident enough that I was closer back to my own self to phone my wife back in England, and who is a nurse herself, and she tried to describe what possibly might have happened and suggested I go and see the doctor on the way back. The episode hasn't reoccurred. My understanding is it's some kind of transient amnesia. The other thing I discovered was that my brother, who was a year and a half younger than me, had not the same episode, but something that seemed to be similar. And then, after that, as I was explaining this to my father with the purposes of asking him if he would get involved in this study, my father described to me an episode last year that happened to him. My father's just 80 years old now, but very youthful 80 years old, and he had an episode where he also, like my brother, went through a whole series of tasks, drove the car, went to dinner, was behaving a little strangely and quietly, and didn't remember anything that had happened the whole evening. And so he'd also had some kind of an amnesia episode, which he'd been to his doctor for, but he hadn't told us. Nobody told each other because they didn't want to frighten anyone, or thought it was just nothing, it would just go away. But it just happened that three men in our family, within a series of months really, had some kind of an episode of this at this time. So I made an appointment. I came here to see the consultant. I had a consultation, took family history, talked through the issues, had bloods taken and those sorts of things. At the same time, I was approached about getting involved in this study because it happened to be in this hospital that this study was based. And I agreed to take part in it. I was interested in helping and learning myself a little bit more also about what the condition is, especially if it happens to be linked to some sort of genetic root. And that's been about it. Otherwise, it's been interviews, a few interviews with different doctors and with the team that are involved in this project.